Equestrian Center for game number 4 of day number 2 of D3 Hoops Classic number 13 as we bring you the action. Second game of our men's quadruple header. First, second game of the day for the Rhodes College Lynx. On the women's side, the women looking impressive in a victory over University of Laverne, and the men will look to do the same with a game against a team from that same conference. It's the Whittier College Poets out of the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Gordon Mann and Dave McHugh along with Pat Coleman bringing you the action here from Las Vegas as we get you ready for this one. Starting lineups for the Rhodes Lynx. As they get a look at those on your screen, Mike Wagner and Jack Dempsey, Phil Dotson, and Sean Jones. Rhodes getting set, coming in 6-4, have won 5 of their last 6, so like the women's team for the Lynx, playing better after a rocky start. For the Poets, get a look at their starting lineup. Mari Smith, Kevin Dobson, Sean Cervantes, Nick Manor Hall. Starters for the Poets, along with Ignacio Bettinelli. Whittier 2-7. Just 3 games against Division III opponents. Their last game was a loss to our former friends at La Sierra, now in the NAIA. Tip won by the Poets, and we're underway. Poets in black and purple with the gray numerals, white outlines. Rhodes in the white and red with the red and black checks. And the Rhodes Lynx come down the floor. Well, look at that. Names on the back. You do not see that too often at the Division III level, so I guess his name is Wagner.
Nice large name,
yeah.
too.
This is off to Arness Georgetown II. His nameplate significantly smaller because that's a lot more to fit on the back. Driving this is Dotson. Honorable mention in the SAA last year. Ball stripped away, and Whittier comes down the floor. Sean Cervantes into the hands of Nick Manor Hall, who drives in and is fouled. Poets, one of the shorter rosters in the Classic. They've got 11 guys here, 11 players. Head coach Mark Jensen, graduate of Whittier, his 7th season with the Poets. A 49-82 record. Was the assistant for 12 seasons to Rock Carter, I believe. Assisted by Willie Meebane and Mike Myers as Nick Manor Hall gets us started. Manor Hall is 68% free throw shooter, and he hits them both. Poets as a whole, a little below average from free throws, 68% as a team. Lynx bringing the ball up the floor here eventually. Nope, stolen away. Good anticipation from Amari Smith. He drives in. He can't score, but he's fouled, and Amari Smith will head to the free throw line where he's a 76% free throw shooter. Thoughts on what to expect from this one, Dave?
I think it's a bit of an unknown. Rhodes men's basketball, if you talk to them, they're certainly trying to grow as a program, trying to improve. They think they're on the verge of kind of breaking through a little bit, rising to the top of the SAA and becoming a little bit of a contender nationally. This is a perfect weekend for them to kind of show that. They haven't gotten the results they want, but they expect it to be a little bit topsy-turvy as they try and break through. Whittier, in the meantime, a program that kind of gets completely swamped by the rest of their conference.
Yeah.
In terms of notoriety, that's a tougher and tougher conference, and so Whittier maybe looking for some momentum, and a win over Rhodes would certainly help that.
Yeah, well said, Dave. The Poets 0-2 in conference this year, 4-12 last year, and they started the conference play 0-7. So, like any momentum they can get here in Vegas would certainly be welcome. Right now they have the momentum, and they have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, 4-5 finish at the end of the SCIAC last year. Not shabby, but you got to start strong in that conference.
Nick Manor Hall's pass off the mark. Pomona Pitzer, who we'll see later on in this tournament. Claremont, Redlands, the 3 favorites in the SCIAC. Cal Lutheran was leading Tufts. I don't know if they won that game or not, but they were leading Tufts at home, Tufts was number 5 in the country. And, And that could be it. That could be your top 4 or not. It's just a 14 playoff in the SCIAC. Is that 3 for Arness Georgetown? The second is way short.
Well, and we're so used to, we just saw Laverne, and that's going to be a travel. We just saw Laverne, and my initial reaction on Whittier is Whittier seems to be a faster, bigger version than Laverne. And Laverne's not a bad team who's going to be competing in that conference too. So I don't see any reasons Whittier can't be in the throes of that conference. But it also just shows you just how good the top of that conference is.
Yeah, SCIAC much improved over the last few years. That shot is up, no good. Rhodes short on the shots they can get off and have not gotten a lot off. 3 on the way for Bettinelli. No, rebound controlled by Jack Dempsey.
But again, back to Rhodes, if they truly want to take that next evolutionary step upward as a program, they got to get good results out here to give them that confidence in the SAA.
Yeah, if you want to be a contender in that conference, you got to beat this team by, you got to beat this team. Let's just leave it at that.
It's got to be comfortable.
Jack Dempsey, the sophomore from Marietta, Georgia, off glass and good.
It's a tough shot.
That is. 3 on the way, up and good.
Whittier's willing to come down and shoot, Gordon. They're willing to come down and shoot off.
Manor Hall, a 26% three-point shooter. He's got 5 of the 6 points, or 4 of the 6.
By the way, Trinity, Texas' Cameron Hill's got a run for his money for Dapper Dresser. His nice little jumper inside.
Yeah, Stephen Zoe Goodington, head coach for Rhodes, is Natalie attired.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if we're supposed to change our attire from what we normally wear. I'm starting to feel underdressed.
Well, he went with the full, the fancy shoes and everything. Reed had the sneakers. I think Goodson's animated, but not quite as active as Richard Reed is.
I think Cameron Hill goes with the nice shoes, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Drive in, layup is up and good. Nice floater from Phil Dotson, who averages 25 points per game for the little 6-foot spark plug point guard for the Lynx.
I'm looking forward to seeing how much he puts up in this one.
Dotson with the rebound, right from Memphis, Tennessee. So very short recruiting trip for Coach Goodson as Georgetown throws that off of Dotson's foot. And we get a series of subs. Checking in, 6'3" freshman guard from St. Louis, Missouri, number 10. That's Nick Lewis. 6'6" freshman forward from Aurora, Illinois, Tyler Jasic. Number 21, the 6'1" freshman guard from Houston, Texas. That's Trevor Lombard. And the last sub in, 44, 50, he's somebody Cass Ramberg, 6'6" sophomore forward from Minneapolis. So good geographic span once again for the Rhodes roster, just like the women's side. They draw from a large geographic footprint.
And trying to draw from an even larger one moving forward.
Yeah, Goodson, a coach with a national series of a network of national connections. Longtime assistant to Tubby Smith at a bunch.
Yeah, that's going to be a player control.
Yeah. Bunch of different schools. Minnesota.
I think just Rhodes as a university is looking to expand and kind of grow their image a bit.
Yep.
And that's where you get kind of, almost a UAA-like roster in terms of going around the country and getting people from as far away as possible. And if it works it's a heck of an institution, as we all know. Nice feed inside. Oh, just missed the easy jumper. That's the kind that's going to make you want to second guess. Jasic that time. Couple subs now for Whittier into the game. 1 and 33.
One is Kevin Dobson, senior guard from Corona, California, and Jake Eastep is the junior forward from Portland, Oregon. Shot up, no good. And the follow for the Lynx has us tied at 8. Cass Ramberg with the basket. Averages a little under 4 points per game. Kick out. This is Kamel Baga, who has it poked away. His ball swiped at by Manor Hall, but controlled by Dotson.
This game feels like it's going to be frantic. Both teams like a little bit of pace, a little bit of tempo.
Kevin Dobson picks up the foul. It's his first, team's second. 14:55 to play in the First half, tied at 8. Winners so far here this second game of the 13th Annual Classic. Rhodes women, Ohio Northern women. Whoops, Ramberg blows the layup. And then Husson men out of Bangor, Maine with a comfortable victory over Whittier's conference mates Laverne.
Roy Kalu, by the way, into the game for the Poets.
And they have used every player but 2. So they've only got 2 more guys left that they have not used on their roster. It's
short bench.
Yep. Ball stolen away. Good hands from Trevor Lombard. He finds Dotson for 3, and that's short. Dotson will chase his own rebound. Up for grabs. Oh, lands in the hands of Lombard. Shot's no good. Foul is on the floor.
Tried to draw player control. I agree with this blocking call.
Too far underneath the rim?
Yeah, just not in a good defensive position. And as a result, tried to buy the call. You could have probably thrown in a flop on that if you wanted as well. I don't think the contact warranted the direction, the ferocity of the fall.
At the foul line for the Lynx is Nick Lewis, freshman guard from St. Louis. First free throw is good. Lewis has appeared in all but 1 game this year, averaging 2.5 points, a little under 1 rebound, so very early in his career. 67% free throw shooter.
We mentioned it with the women's side, both Rhodes teams here, both Trinity, Texas teams here. Jasic with a put back off the miss. That's significant considering the fact that they're all going to be conference foes starting next season.
Yeah, I would expect that Jimmy Smith will probably hang around the gym and watch a few of these.
I have a feeling too, yeah.
11-10, Rhodes on top. Jasic converts the 3-point possession there for the Lynx. A ball stripped away from Baga. Dotson, no look pass, deflects into the hands of Lewis. Goes around the baseline, back to Dotson. Dotson's floater, no. Follow, yes. Phil Dotson for 2. Doesn't rebound a ton. 3.5 per game, but he gets an offensive board and a score there.
Yeah, good job following up on that one.
Tough shot. Knocked away, headed our way. Dotson saves it.
Dotson's my new friend.
Zips down the floor. Got it, but it won't count because he traveled, and they'll wave the basket off.
Dotson didn't like the call. It seemed like he got caught up a little bit with the ball as he was spinning. I just appreciate that he saved our broadcast position.
I do too, yes.
Yep.
Dotson checking out of the game. He'll get a break. Checking in the freshman forward from Meade, Maryland. 6'6", Sean Jones Jr. So a significant change in height at the top of the Rhodes offense from 6 foot to 6'6". Mari Smith hangs and hits.
That's a tough shot. There's contact as he went in, and he stuck with it. Good job of finding the basket after the contact.
Smith, the Poets' leading scorer on the season, and in this game, he's got 7. Manor Hall's got 5. That's all the points for the Poets, who trail by 1. Just drive in from Lewis. Wild shot off the glass, no good. And here comes Kevin Dobson.
I think Whittier's down to which hasn't played. This is a 3 made.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to with the way he's dressed. No, not the way he's looked,
yeah. Nope. There doesn't seem to be a distinct sign he's getting in, right?
No. 15-13, that pass off the hands. Jasic tries to save it, but unable to do so, and that was a very short break for Phil Dotson. He's immediately back on the floor, and see who he replaces.
Jasic was cutting. His teammate thought he was staying, and so he threw it behind him, or he spotted him. That would throw from Lombard. Not sure which one, but definitely not on the same page.
15-13, Whittier on top.
Whittier taking their time now.
Kevin Dobson running the point. Mari Smith, the junior from Decatur, Georgia, loses it momentarily, finds the handle. No look pass outside, extra steps by Morgan Cox. Traveling violation for the junior from Oklahoma, Lawton, Oklahoma. Transfer from Simpson. Is there a Simpson in Oklahoma?
Not that I'm aware.
If not, I guess it would be the one in Iowa.
Well, just not to confuse.
Or California. There's one in California as well, yeah.
Not to confuse with Morgan Cox, the long snapper for the Tennessee Titans, former Baltimore Raven long snapper. Just be clarified.
Just in case you were confused.
Just in case. I know, football's king, so sometimes.
Three on the way.
He is not moonlighting.
Up and good for Trevor Lombard.
Nice shot from the corner there. This Rhodes team's playing well.
Freshman from Texas puts the Lynx on top. 3, no good, and Dotson commits the foul, and it'll be 3 free throws coming for Dobson.
I hope Dotson's reaction is because he realizes his mistake and not that he's wondering why that's a foul, because he absolutely careened into the guy.
Now, this could end up being a good foul. Dobson shoots 39% from 3 and 33% from the foul line.
Well, no one said you have to take it from the 15-foot line.
Take a few steps back.
You're more than welcome to shoot from 20 if you want.
Poets as a team shoot 68%. It's a little below average in Division III. They score a little above average, 74 points per game. Struggled on the glass, and you can tell why. They're in the bottom 15% of Division III in that category with just 33 rebounds, and they are getting killed on the glass overall. Again, not a lot of D3 results, so who knows what this means, but almost a negative 10 rebounding advantage. That is 401 out of 415 programs. So
Whittier's not played a lot of D3s, have they?
No, that has traditionally been the case, and the case again this year. A lot of West Coast Baptist and Life Pacifics on that schedule.
A lot of the conferences started to figure it out, and there's a few like Whittier just haven't quite yet.
Yeah, and if you're Whittier, if you're Claremont or you're Pomona, you're trying to build a resume to get to the NCAA tournament. I mean, not trying to.
Well, just a devil's advocate that though. There's a SOS that your opponents have that is influenced by you.
I'm sure that I'm sure that Pomona would much rather Whittier play Division III teams than Westmont.
Exactly.
La Sierra, but 17 to 16 here. Poets Amari Smith. Pull-up jumper won't fall. Dotson with the rebound. Dotson draws Dobson.
I was going to say he's drawing double team attention.
Somebody's got to be open. It's Tyler Jasic for 3. And that hits off of somebody's forehead and ricochets out of bounds.
Yeah, he was not ready for that. He thought that was hitting rim. So he didn't have his hands up yet.
The one player who hadn't played.
Oh.
Tanner Thompson.
We are wrong.
They have one other guy who's on the bench who's not even on our roster. So I'm not even.
Really?
I'm not sure who. I think so. Or did he? Oh, no, that was him.
No,
that was him.
Yeah.
Back the other way come the Lynx. Boy, this is frenetic without efficiency.
Yeah, they absolutely have got their heads down when they've got a chance.
17-16, 10:38 to play. Morgan Cox picks up the foul, the Oklahoman. And Xavier Williams, junior guard from Windermere, Florida, gets the free throw. Cass Ramberg to the bench.
Georgetown back in.
Yep. So you've got Maryland, Illinois, Tennessee, Missouri, Georgia, Minnesota, Texas, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, all on the Rhodes roster.
Yeah. Like I said, very UAA.
Yeah. And again, Goodson, as a coach, coached at Kentucky, Minnesota, Texas Tech, and University of Memphis. Shot up all under Tubby Smith, by the way. That's the connection.
And trust me, strangest moment for me to see him calling my phone.
Tubby Smith?
No, correct. Good call. No, Zoe.
Oh, okay.
It took me a second to realize he meant to call me. We've had several conversations since. Next time I'm asking for Tubby's number.
Amari Smith. His team down 1 and foul on the disbelieving either Lombard or Georgetown the second. Let's see who they get.
They got Lombard.
Trevor Lombard. Got the Rhodes women's basketball coaching staff partners cheering section in behind us. I'm assuming that's who they are.
That's probably a good guess.
Also Natalie attired.
Also not
I definitely
with the
feel
calls.
underdressed.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, you can hear him.
Tyler Waters into the game. Oh, nice. I like that shot.
It's the all hair picture.
Yeah, it's a very nice picture of Austin Nasser and Jeremy Montaigne. Yeah, it's very nice.
A lot of great
I'm very
pics.
jealous.
D3 photography on site. Great pictures from them. Of course, helping our coverage, but you can download and purchase pictures from them from this event.
Yep, Ryan Coleman on site doing a great job with the photography.
We miss our friend Larry, but Ryan is definitely a suitable replacement.
Free throw up and good. We only get the top guys from D3 photography.
Well, Larry wouldn't probably have been able to help us get on the air as much as Ryan has.
That's true.
So nothing against Larry, but Ryan's perfectly timed.
Jones with the cross-court pass. Lombard for three, and that is good. Trevor Lombard, second three of the game, links by a pair. 21-19.
Big three.
Kevin Dobson drives in. Ball kicked. It will stay Poets basketball. And we're going to get substitute checking in. Yeah, it's Jake Eastep again.
He's wide open right now.
He is. He shoots 47% from three. So you want to cover him out there. He's fouled. And he's got enough taken where it doesn't just register. I don't know what 47%, what the underlying numbers are, but enough that I didn't list the specific number of shots he took.
You and I have the same tactic.
Yeah.
Once it hits a certain threshold, I stop looking, and then I'll get in the middle of a game, go, wait, hold on, that person? So I'm with you.
He does not have the build of a traditional three-point shooter.
But nowadays, everybody's a three-point shooter, aren't they?
That's true. It's a good point, yeah.
Actually, I was watching Laverne men practice yesterday, and part of after the one game we had yesterday, and part of their practice was having guys, all of them, every single person shooting threes as part of a competition. So,
well, Eastep's 21 of 45 from three, so he's definitely taken enough to qualify. Lombard, who's got a couple of makes, over for Dotson, guarded closely by Dobson.
Yeah, that's not confusing.
Georgetown, the second for three.
So the early one was a bit short. That one, he got a little more legs into it and buried it.
And to your point, Georgetown, the second. That's a big guy shooting threes, but soft touch, as you said. Pretty much got to be able to do it no matter how big you are. Pull-up jumper off the mark. And out of bounds, it'll be Lynx ball. Eastep is saying that one was tipped, but no one else is joining in that argument at the moment.
He's off on an old island on that one.
So, ball being brought up on the hands of Xavier. No, that's not Williams. Excuse me. That is.
No, it's Jones.
Sean Jones Jr. Freshman over with Xavier Williams. Georgetown, the second. Distance again, 2 for 3 from out there. And it's 26-21. Shot up, no good.
Georgetown got back defensively to stifle that transition.
And I had neglected to mention this earlier as Georgetown misses the three-pointer, but Rhodes is 7th in the country in three-point percentage at almost 41%. So they can shoot it.
Georgetown missed the layup. Timeout called here. It's going to be a long one as Rhodes in the lead, 26-21 up on the Poets here with a full timeout called by the Poets. We'll take it as well here at the D3Hoops.com Classic.
Liberal arts school and majoring in business, it definitely gives you both perspectives because I'm taking classes about art and music. I've been taking religious studies classes, but then I'm also taking these very specific classes about accounting or statistics and finance. So I'm glad that I went to a liberal arts school because I definitely got a completely different side of the education rather than just being a business major.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Thank you. Take a look at your midway point, just about midway point stats. Whittier shooting 5 of 15 from the floor, a couple of threes, 9 of 11 from the foul line. Adds up to 21 points. Rhodes 10 of 25 from the floor, 3 of 8 from behind the arc, all coming in pretty rapid succession. 3 of 4 from the foul line, adds up to 26 points. Good balanced scoring from the Lynx early on, much like their women's team. They've got 8 different players who've scored already. And Poets have 5 different guys to hit the scoring column.
That said, Whittier now 0 for their last 6. No field goals in the last nearly 5 minutes of action.
Sean Jones Jr. Dribbles to the left, lanky point guard. Outside, Xavier Williams for 3. That's no good. Rebound snapped up by Morgan Cox. Dobson had it lost it off his thigh, but maintains possession.
It looked like it could have been a hold and throws it away.
Dobson throws towards the middle of the pack where Jones Jr. picks it off. We have a junior and a second out there. It's Junior right there. Nice pass, backdoor cut. Oh, left it a little short to Xavier Williams, and Whittier comes back the other way. Down by 5, wide open 3. Back rim, no good for Morgan Cox. And Rhodes back the other way. The drought continues. 0 for their last 6 now are the Poets. 7. Shot up, no good. Rebound controlled.
0 for 7, 2 of their last 10.
Morgan Cox for Jake Eastep.
They have not scored in 2:21. Have not hit a field goal in almost 6 minutes.
Manor Hall loses the ball and he's shaken up. He is yet to get up on the far side of the court. Williams with the layup, and Manor Hall, is the official's going to call timeout for the injury here.
He just got to his feet as the ball was inbounded.
And I think can ill afford to lose him really any period of time. He goes to the bench.
By the way, Rhodes on a 7-0 run now.
Kanale Baga back in for the Poets, 6'1" senior guard from Anaheim, California. Sean Cervantes, the freshman from Hacienda Heights, returns. That's their backcourt at the moment, Cervantes and Baga. Ignacio Bettinelli from San Jose back in the game. Pull-up jumper up and good for Cervantes. Something cool about a poet named Cervantes.
I like how, well done, sir.
Jones, Georgetown gets caught shuffling the feet. So along with those two and Bettinelli, it's Eastep and Amari Smith, the 5 on the floor for Mark Jensen.
Georgetown reminds me in build of a former Otterbein men's basketball player, some may know.
Jeff Gibbs, yeah.
Yeah, reminds me very much of him, except that Gibbs didn't tend to shoot from outside all that often, at least during his college days.
Lewis for Dotson, who's back in the game. Along with Georgetown, Xavier Williams, and Jones Jr. Dotson's shot is short. Rebound controlled by Bettinelli. Up ahead for Cervantes. Now for Smith. Smith steps through. Euro step. Kick out. 3 from Eastep. No. And rebound battled for but controlled by the Lynx.
Go.
Lewis flying down the floor. Shot no. Loose ball finds its way to Georgetown. Now to Dotson for 3, and that's way short. He has struggled in this first half. He's 2 for 11.
It was short, but I do wonder if Cervantes got to it a little bit.
Ended up getting the basket from Lewis anyway, so the Lynx lead by 7. Shot, no, but a foul.
Rhodes foul number 0, Sean Jones Jr.
Sean Jones Jr. picks up the foul, his first, team's 7th, so 1-1 coming for the Poets now. Free throw line, Amari Smith. 10 games played, 10 games started. Some consistency in the starting lineup for Coach Jensen. Manor Hall has started 8 games. Dobson has started 5, but after that, a little bit of a mix of players. Similar story for Rhodes. three guys have started every game. Dempson, Dotson, and Arnis Georgetown. Mike Wagner, who started most of the games here for the Lynx. Xavier Williams pretty much completes their normal 5. Free throws up and good. Poets inch a little bit closer. Smith, who averages 19.5 points per game, pushes his scoring to 9 points. 30-25, 4:53 to play. 17 on the shot clock for Dotson, who darts in. Kick out. That's Dempsey, who was on the bench for a while. Ramberg. Lewis, pass down low. Ramberg overshoots it. Dempsey gets the rebound. His shot no good. Battling his own teammate. Puts it up. And shot clock violation. Boy, they had a bunch of shots from close in and did not hit the rim until after the shot clock expired.
On the shot clock violation, Whittier ball.
So Poets take over, down by 5, 4:33 to play. Whittier, like Laverne, in the first game, trying to hang in there. 3 from Amari Smith. No good. Bettinelli unable to get to the rebound as Dempsey controls. Dotson flying down the sideline, or down the floor again. Shot again off the mark. Now 2 for 12. As Kanel Baga has it, looking to draw contact, and he does.
Yeah, I was going to say, and most certainly does.
Dotson and Lombard both in the neighborhood. It's Lombard's second.
Apparently it's an unfair call. I don't know if, did you get that memo?
Uh-oh. Don't engage.
Uh-oh. Did Pat engage?
Yeah, don't engage. Baga with the free throw. Up and good. These headphones are good. I didn't even hear what she said.
I didn't hear. I just could sense. You and I have been in enough gyms and enough games. You can sense what the. Well, I did hear what she said. Now that I think about it.
Did you? I couldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe my hearing's just bad. Kanel and Baga, a 7 for 12 on the season for the foul line. Baga has started every game he's been able to play.
You also know, as well as I do, that foul numbers are supposed to be equal, right?
Is that the rule?
Anybody who hasn't figured out, I was being sarcastic.
30-27, Lynx up by 3, and
foul off
she's
ball.
going to get what she was asking for. Foul down low on Cervantes.
Yeah, he may have been. I guess he was holding.
Yeah, I think he's.
Was he holding as?
Anybody he could. He's physically undersized compared to whoever, unless he's on Dotson. Even Dotson's not think
No, he wasn't. He was on.
He was on a full.
Williams.
Yeah.
Zion. I'm sorry, Xavier, not to be confused with Zion. He is fixing his shoes.
He would definitely be undersized on Zion Williamson.
Well, Zion has to be on the floor.
That's right, true. He could be guarding him from the bench.
Zion has to be playing in the game.
Dotson, guarded by the larger E-step, tries to E-step around him. Shot up, no. Foul, and free throws coming for the Lynx.
I've noticed they've gone with a larger guy on Dotson on several occasions.
Well, it seems to be working. I mean, it depends on how much you want to credit defense and how much you want to credit just
pushing. Yeah,
being off the mark, too. Dotson's 2 for 12.
He's still not off the floor yet. Now he is.
So Phil Dotson, sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee.
We might be talking about him in the next year or two, I have a feeling.
Yeah, it's 25 points per game, averages almost 5 assists, 16 steals. He was all-conference honorable mention for the Lynx last year. Rhodes third in the preseason poll. Barry, number 1.
Barry's a good team. Not having the start I think they expected this year, but they're going to be tough.
And Sewanee came out of nowhere to win that conference last year.
Yeah, Sewanee, those unfamiliar, that's School of the South. I still think they're kind of the dark horse.
Yeah.
As well as they finished last year and as well as they seem to look this year, I think there's still a lot of questions as to just what is, that team.
As Dave mentioned earlier, conference will get a little deeper when Trinity of Texas moves into it, as will Southwestern.
It's kind of interesting, man. If you want to dive into the intricacies of Division III, you've got some schools in New York joining states joining a private to consolidate their travel costs, and you got now Trinity and Southwestern joining the SAA. It's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Going back to the old scat
institutional goals, one trying to preserve travel budget, the other with a different...
whole different perspective. Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Dotson for 3.
Yeah, just missed
that
it.
Won't sit, but nice rebound from Ramberg, and then he throws it to the wrong team. Amari Smith, it's 1-on-4, which is not great numbers, but ball knocked away from Smith, and it will be Lynx basketball.
Listen, Ramberg, yes, he threw that away, but I'm going to also kind of hang that a little on Dotson. Dotson was hanging back, and when Ramberg got the ball instead of, and Coach might be talking to him about this.
That might be the conversation with Goodson right there.
Instead of coming back and being there for Ramberg, he kind of stood there, and that allowed the steal to be much easier.
Getting good minutes from Xavier Williams, who's played most of the half. Dotson, Ramberg. Williams for 3. Fall, rebound, Ramberg, but taken away by Bettinelli. Cervantes down the floor. His team down 3 with 2:39 to play. Whittier hanging around. Poets into the hands of Canel Baga. Baga leaves it for Smith. And an offensive foul called on Amari Smith.
Williams did a nice job of getting in position defensively. Maybe went down a little easy, but the contact was legit. The foul was legit, and he did a smart job of just being in the right spot to absolutely hamper Smith in that play. By the way, coming up at halftime, couple of conversations we've had, including the Rhodes women's program that we've had here at the Classic.
Rotated around Lombard. Lombard drives in. Pull up. Hesitation. Youth.
Take that back. We're not talking to Rhodes. I've looked at the wrong thing there. Framingham State and Ohio Northern women. We'll hear from their coaches.
Traveling violation on the Poet, or on the Lynx, excuse me.
And was on Dotson. His first half continues to struggle.
Turnover number 10 on the Lynx. Poets have turned it over 12 times. 2 minutes even. Whittier still down 3, 30-27. Baga and Cervantes running the offense. McManor Hall feeling better. Fires up the 3, no good. Xavier Williams with another rebound.
Nice to see Manor Hall back in the game.
Williams quickly down the floor. Jones Jr. tries to drive baseline. Gets it over the top of Bettinelli for 2.
Good job sticking with it.
Sean Jones Jr. with the basket. His team back up 5. Cervantes off the screen. Manor Hall will rotate it around. Bettinelli for Cervantes. Cervantes resets the offense. Bettinelli collects. Lombard on him. Pass to Hall. Nice look from Bettinelli.
Wow.
Manor Hall couldn't finish, though.
Got to finish those.
Sean Jones Jr. down the floor. Dotson will look to go by Smith, but Smith takes it away. Here comes Amari Smith. Smith rides past Sean Jones Jr. Had to do a swim move to get to the rim.
Listen,
beat the block to beat the left tackle off the left side.
Hats off to Whittier here. It's a 5-point game.
Yeah. A chance to get closer. Free throws coming. Amari Smith to the free throw line. Sean Jones picks up the foul. First foul on Jones. No foul trouble either way for anybody. Nobody has more than 2. Roy Kalu back in, junior guard from Boston, Massachusetts. Roxbury Community College. Averages 10 points per game. Off the bench for the Poets.
Yeah, Roxbury Community College. Not to be confused with the Roxbury.
Is that one of the preparatory schools?
No. That's a Saturday Night Live reference.
Oh, yes, midnight at the. Got it.
Sorry. Can you tell it's game 4 of 6?
3 on the way. No. Rebound. Dotson has a kick off his fingers. Smith. It's a 3-on-2 break. Smith coasts in. Shot nearly blocked. Bettinelli follows. And the Poets within 1, 32-31.
I'm impressed. Whittier just won't go away.
Dotson bringing the ball down the floor.
I think Rhodes is a good team, but Whittier's just not phased.
Dotson kicks out. Georgetown for 3. Ooh. Not this time. Jones with the rebound, and Cervantes going to get called for the foul for being
what?
too short, basically. His only infraction was being way shorter
I thought
than
you
Jones.
could have called that on Jones
Yeah,
for
that's
the
what I
push-off,
thought.
right?
That's what I thought too. Both, yeah.
Oh, I just saw the official, and so he's not disagreeing with him. I guess he hooked him.
Yeah.
I guess that's, interesting.
Now, Cervantes is not debating the call. He
No.
just asked for an explanation, and he's got one. So
He even nodded his head. He's like, yeah, I did that.
Morgan Cox in, Roy Kalu out. Kalu says you stay on the floor and pushes Cervantes back out there. Sean Jones Jr., 6'6" freshman forward. Big sigh from Sean. And he hits the first. Averaging 7 points per game. Team leader in field goal percentage at 60%. Nice young piece here for Coach Goodson. He's got a very young roster. He's got just 2 seniors on it. One of them is Georgetown. The other is Hayden Lamey, who hasn't played since the second game of the year.
I think that's why they think this is a team that's going to build.
Yeah.
They're in a 1-3-1 here.
13 seconds to play in the quarter. Cervantes. Good call from Goodson as the Poets are totally confused by this zone defense. Smith kicks out 3. Bettinelli, no. Follow.
Wow.
Up and good. Well, so much for that. Morgan Cox breaks the zone defense and lays it up for 2. And once again, it is a 1-point game. So the Whittier Poets hanging around. Your score at the end of one half, Rhodes College 34, Whittier College 33. We're going to take a break, let you listen to some of our D3Hoops.com classic conversations with Framingham State's head coach Walter Pascal and Ohio Northern All-American Bryn Serbin. You're watching the D3Hoops.com Classic 2023.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
The beautiful thing about a liberal arts education is you have to take classes all over the place.
So I think we're very versatile in terms of what we learn and what we know.
And because of that, you might find love in an area of study that you've never been exposed to before.
And here at Rhodes, you can make that a double major, you can make that a minor. Anything that you can think of, you can kind of take that and run with it. And Rhodes is here to support you through that.
Here at the D3Hoops.com Classic in Las Vegas, Nevada, our 13th season of this event, and Framingham State is here for the first time, and they come away with a win in their opener as the Rams defeated Westminster of Missouri by the score of 71-48. And we're here with Walter Pascal, the head coach. First of all, Coach, congratulations. There was probably a spot like late in the third quarter where you guys kind of turned it on. You scored the last 6 points of the third, and then, kind of put this game away. Just your thoughts on the game tonight.
Yeah, no, and having Division III is so wacky when you have a month off. You gear up for 2 months, and then you have
last played on the 9th, right?
The 9th.
Yeah.
So that made it difficult, and all teams are in the same boat. So it took rusty. It took a little to catch up, but once they did a nice job. I thought their guards for Westminster were really good, so they caused us problems. We knew that, but it worked out in the end for us.
Yeah, I thought, at the end of the second quarter when Flannery O'Connor went down, I thought, if she didn't come back, you guys were probably still going to be in good shape. But, seeing her, her production in the second half was really good.
Yeah, well, she came out and scored the first 4 or 6 points, and she had to steal the top of the key, went to the length of the floor. But that ankle's been a problem since day one.
Okay.
So it's nothing new. We call her grandmama because she's as old as a grandmother and walks like a grandmother. But she's just one of the best players in the country. And then our point guard, it's very hard for us to get her minutes off to rest. She's just so solid. And someone just said she might have set the record for most assists in a game at D3 Classic.
That is correct. That is correct indeed. 8 assists tonight for Gwendolyn Carpenter is the D3Hoops.com Classic record. So I'm glad that info got back to you. We used it on the broadcast quite a bit. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, she's great. And she just broke the school record. My assistant, Lauren Donahue, had it, and then Gwen just had 466 assists. She's still got a half a season to go. So we're very lucky, very fortunate for those two kids.
Right, you're halfway through this tournament. Cameron Hill, the head coach of Trinity University in Texas, is scouting you guys here tonight. You've got a big test against them coming up later this week.
I don't know what he got out of this game, but I do know. Well, they played all last week, so obviously that's a bonus for them. But last year we played Smith. That was number 5 or 6 in the country at home. Beat them. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we'll hopefully show up and play a little bit better on Friday.
Right, it's good for your kids to have that memory of what a top team in Division III looks like, right?
Right, and we played Babson this year, even though they're a little bit down, but Babson's Babson. So we've had some good wins over the years, so we'll see what happens.
All right, so you guys are here at the D3 Hoops Classic for the first time. Glad that you guys are here. There's lots of stuff to do in Las Vegas. What are the Las Vegas-y type things that you guys get to do while you're here?
Well, first of all, this is probably my 20th time in Las Vegas.
All right.
So all my friends can't believe that they let me be in charge of a college women's basketball team to go to Vegas. But I'm here with my wife, thank God. But no, I'm a little too old for all that stuff, all that nonsense we used to do back in the day. So tomorrow we're going to go out on the Strip. They want to see some things, the fountains and things like that. So we're going to do that. They're just at the right age just to see enough of Las Vegas. They don't need to see everything of Las Vegas. And this place is unbelievable.
Here, the event.
Yeah, the place is great, and we're going to bowl on Friday. Watch the Celtics game somewhere, but this place is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend the sports book is a great place to watch a sporting event. Obviously, gambling on the sporting event is not something you're going to do here, but it is a fun place to watch. And you watch people watch sporting events. It's so much fun over there.
Well, if the game's, if it's a 20-point game, people are still going bananas because the spread's 19 or 20, 21. So I'm told. I don't know much about it, but
And I would say this too, and I'm just going to say this straight to the camera. Wheaton has sent their men's basketball team here. Calvin College has sent their men's basketball team here, Calvin University. If those schools can bring their teams out to Las Vegas, then anybody can. You could be just fine.
Oh, it's a great time. It's a great time. Something to do between Christmas and New Year's. We would come back.
All right, so I noticed that when you come out of this tournament after the game that you have later this week, then it is all conference play the rest of the way. And, of course, that is just 12 games spread over, 7 weeks. I know we're turning the calendar forward a little bit, but how do you keep the kids kind of focused when you play a flurry of games and then sometimes you go a week between games now in February and January.
Right. Well, we got to jump right into the fire with Westfield, who runs the 5 in, 5 out.
Right.
And then you just saw we're kind of beat up. And then we got Bridgewater, who don't go by their record. They're very good. She did it. She made the toughest schedule she could on purpose, and they're the team to beat. It doesn't matter if we're 11-0. They're the team to beat. So we're going to jump right into it next week. So
I'm thinking more of from the strategy of setting up your schedule, right? There's obviously some opportunities where you have weeks where you have just one game. Would you choose not to interrupt that, picking up a non-conference game on a Tuesday or something like that to even it out a bit?
When I was back in Fitchburg and we had some good years there, we would go down. I remember one time we went to Rhode Island College on an off day, non-league, and my kids had no interest. They had no interest, and I couldn't blame them. So once we start league play, we take the byes, we take the rest, try to get healthy, and because it gets really tiring by that time of the year. So once we're in league, we just stick with league.
It's Walter Pascal, the head coach of Framingham State, his team 11-0 after a first game win here at the D3Hoops.com Classic in Las Vegas, Nevada.
For the love of the game, but for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that. A lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
Welcome, this is Gordon Mann here at the 13th annual D3Hoops.com Classic, joined by one of the top players in Division III, multi-time All-American. Don't say no, you are, it's true. Bryn Serban, the Regional Player of the Year and a first-team All-American this year. First off, congratulations. Limited minutes today because of the foul trouble, but an impressive win for the team nevertheless.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a really good team that we just played, and we just came together as a team. I mean, I didn't help us too much getting in foul trouble, but, hey, the girls handled it, so we're good. We're a good team together, so we're happy to get the win.
So you started off the season, you were ranked in the preseason, you lost 3 of 4, and now you've won 6 in a row, and the last 2 over tournament teams. So Marietta, it's a big conference win, and Trinity today. What causes the turnaround?
I mean, we don't really let us get too low. We just stick together as a team. We really rely on our chemistry. We're all really close, and we just let that guide us. So,
when you started off the season, I know Kristen's out. She's been out for the year. How much of an adjustment has that been?
Yeah, well, it's been a little bit of an adjustment because she's a great player, obviously. But it's really just next man up mentality, and she's working to get back. So we're hoping to have her back soon.
How does it change your role on the team? Because you lead the team in points, rebounds, steals, blocks, 3-point, almost everything.
I mean, none of that happens without the rest of the girls out there. They make me look good. I say that all the time. I really wouldn't have all those things, whatever, without the rest of the team. So it's just a really, really good team effort.
Can you talk a little bit about some of your young guards today? On offense, you're a tremendous ball handler. You draw the defense to her, and you kick to the outside. Akamine, Ruan, some good shooters on this team.
Oh, yeah, we got some great shooters. It's fun to pass to them. But they really stepped up today. I mean, we had different lineups in there that we don't always practice, but everyone stepped up and just did a great job.
Polar Bears were in the Sweet 16 last year. You won the conference. You're back for your 5th season. What's the difference between this year's team and last year's team? Is it more or less the same, or does it feel different?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's back. Kristen's got an injury right now, but and we got new freshmen, obviously, but they've just come into the team and just vibed really well with everybody. Yeah. So we just really rely on our chemistry a whole lot.
I asked you this before we got on, but you're from Pittsburgh. You're from the Pittsburgh region. You said you came to ONU for basketball and pharmacy. I know about the basketball. Tell me about the other part of it.
Basketball's a little bit more fun.
Okay.
But, pharmacy's my side job. We got a couple other pharmacy majors on the team.
Really?
And basketball's just a really good break from all the heavy school loads. So
I don't think I've ever talked to a pharmacy undergraduate before. Is it a lot of chemistry, or what is that?
Yeah, it's a lot of chemistry. OChem, Gen Chem, Biochem, you name it, we do it.
And so that means you must have a bunch of labs in addition to your practice time, correct?
I do, yes. Little 3-hour labs. So.
How do you balance the two?
I mean, school time is school time. You just focus on that, and then you just get to go run around and practice.
Right.
So.
I noticed your coach relies on you as a second coach on the floor, and I've watched a couple of your games throughout the year, so I've seen this. Talk to me about your relationship with Coach Hulsman.
He's a great guy, man. You can just talk to him like he's one of your friends. You just say it to him straight, and he'll give you straight answers back.
Was he the one who recruited you?
No, Michelle Duran.
Oh, okay, so the prior coach.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm old. I just had my birthday yesterday, so.
Just yesterday?
Yesterday.
Do you want me to sing?
No.
All right, I figured I'd ask.
I appreciate that.
So you're here for basketball. I know you've got one more game, but will you guys get a chance to do anything that's non-basketball here? Maybe check out the top pharmacies in town?
Well, we did a little bit yesterday. We saw a show, went on the strip a little bit yesterday. We saw WOW, the Vegas Spectacular.
Okay.
You should check it out.
Was it a wow?
It made me say wow.
All right, well, truth in advertising.
Yeah, I know, right? But, I think we'll get hydrated, get some food, and then we'll hit the strip again maybe, and we're just really enjoying our time here.
Well, we're enjoying having you. She's Bryn Serban, and she is one of the best Division III basketball players, even if she won't say it. Ohio Northern with the victory today. You're watching the D3Hoops.com Classic.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Being at a liberal arts school and majoring in business, it definitely gives you both perspectives because I'm taking classes about art and music. I've been taking religious studies classes, but then I'm also taking these very specific classes about accounting or statistics and finance. So I'm glad that I went to a liberal arts school because I definitely got a completely different side of the education rather than just being a business major.
Welcome back to the D3Hoops.com Classic at the South Point Arena and Equestrian Center. Rhodes College with the slimmest of leads, 34-33, second straight game. We've had a SCIAC team that was, well, if you were taking bets at the sports book somewhere around here, which you should not do in college sports, but if you were you were picking
we shouldn't.
Right, if you were picking a favorite, you would have not picked the SCIAC team, but that just as Laverne hung in the first half of their game. And before falling to Husson, you got Whittier hanging in here against Rhodes. And we'll take a look at the first half statistics for you. First half, Rhodes shoots 13 of 42%. That's just 31%. Or 13 of 42, that's just 31%. 3 of 15 from the three-point line. Again, remember, they're the number 7 team in the country in three-point shooting percentage at almost 41%. So you would expect that the second half might look a little different. 5 of 8 from the foul line. For Whittier, even lower shooting percentage, 8 of 28, that's 29%. 2 of 11 from the arc, that's 18%. But they have done very well from the foul line. Been there 17 times and made 15 of them.
That's about the highlight right now, other than the close score.
Rhodes out rebounding the Poets 30-21. Leading scorers Amari Smith with 11 for the Poets, and very good scoring distribution for Rhodes. Trevor Lombard and Xavier Williams with 6 points apiece. 5 for Arness Georgetown II. 4 for a slew of guys, including the one standing right in front of me, Sean Jones Jr., who inbounds it. Jones Jr., Wagner, Georgetown II, Jack Dempsey, and Phil Dotson, the starting 5 on the floor for Coach Goodson.
Jones starting this half.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's not the starter, but he is now.
Yeah.
Xavier Williams would be the 5th starter.
In soccer, not uncommon. You know, you're trying to do some strategies about your substitution patterns, but kind of a little abnormal in basketball.
Well, maybe they like the size advantage that he provides on Amari Smith. Jack Dempsey with a basket, and Rhodes with a steal. Dempsey feeds, Jones misses, but he's fouled, and so, well, hard to argue with the results. As Lynx get a basket and a turnover. 5 players on the floor for the Poets. It's Cervantes, Nick Manor Hall, Amari Smith, Ignacio Bettinelli, and Kamel Baga. So that is the 5 starters for Mark Jensen. Free throw up and good for Sean Jones Jr.
I think if you're the Lynx team, you want to prove you're better than that first half was. Got to come out with a strong start to the second half, though.
Yeah, I would not expect them to struggle as much from 3 as they did in the second half, and I would think Dotson, if you're picking a player to get going, he's the one. Amari Smith leaves it short, and Georgetown cleans up the mess. Jones down the floor, spins on Bettinelli, finish with the right hand. Pretty move by Sean Jones Jr., and he's got 7 points in a hurry here in the second half, and the Lynx lead by 6.
And he finished it acting like he had been there before, which I'm also impressed with because that was a heck of a move.
Cervantes and Wagner, who played very limited minutes in the first half. Wagner started every game, or most games, but he's only averaged 3 points per contest, so limited minutes as a starter. Cervantes hangs, can't hit. Dodson with the rebound, and the Lynx with a chance to extend what's a 6-point lead, much like the Husson game where they blew Laverne out early in the second half. Lynx looking for a repeat. Mark Jensen, did he call timeout or did someone else? 3 is good, and it's 42-33.
Somehow one of our scoreboards is not working properly. That's why your score has not been updated. Somebody called timeout, though?
That's the confusion. Yeah, the assistant there for Whittier, that's Mike Myers, who's asking who called the timeout. Well,
we'll get our time and score fixed here, folks. Not sure what's going on there.
42-33, we think.
I can swing my camera, but you're going to interfere with it.
Baga inbounds the ball to Amari Smith. Poets give up the first 8 points of the second half, and Amari Smith gives up the ball to Dempsey. Dempsey finds Dobson. Nice play by Dempsey to get it to Phil Dotson. Phil Dotson the third. We just noticed that, so we have a second, a junior, and a third all on the floor for the Rhodes Lynx. And Amari Smith picks up the foul. Second foul on Smith, second foul on the Poets. As Wagner inbounds it to Dodson. Dodson's floater won't fall, but Jones with the rebound. Georgetown fakes three, drives in, kicks over. Dempsey will give it for Wagner, and the Lynx will reset. Dodson drive, wild shot. Oh, good, but Georgetown for the rebound. Georgetown puts it up and in. And Arnis Georgetown the second with another field goal, and the Lynx have expanded the lead to 11 very quickly. Baga over for Smith. Baga drives in. Jones with the block. Sean Jones Jr., sixth block of the year, leads the team in that category. And the Poets will inbound from underneath on their own, near their own basket. Baga for three. Rattles off the rim, and Jones with the rebound. So much like the women's game where Alyssa Bongiovanni was a revelation, Jones is taking over this game. Another freshman for Rhodes. Bettinelli off the miss. Cervantes finds Amari Smith. Smith down the floor. Wagner tries to get his feet set, but unable to do so. Smith careens into him and draws the foul. It's Wagner's second. Team's first, but Amari Smith back to the foul line, where the Poets have made a living so far tonight. 15 points from the foul line, 15 to their 33. And free throw number one is good for Smith. Smith's 5 of 6 from the line. Dobson with a B is 4 of 5. And then perfect showings for Kamal Baga and Nick Manor-Hall. Manor-Hall got off to a fast start but hasn't scored since. Smith hits the second and stops the 10-0 run, at least momentarily, 44-35. Poets still without a field goal through the first 3 minutes of the second half. Dotson for Jones. Jones for Dotson, and Dotson for three. No. Georgetown grabs the rebound over the shorter Cervantes. No. And his follow is up and good. 46-35. Cervantes just not able to compete with the size of Georgetown down low. And Cervantes brings it across the half court. Kicks over. Baga over the top of Dodson. That's short. Georgetown's having a good second half. Grabs the rebound. Now running the break. Dempsey for Wagner. Wagner doesn't shoot a whole lot. Averages shade under 3 points per game.
Also wearing a 53. I got to love the...
Yeah, that's an unusual number.
Yeah, for a short or a smallish guard.
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to have to get used to all kinds of new numbers now. Now that 0 through 99 and all variations are allowed.
Dotson. Pass to Dempsey. Good look, but good hands from Baga to strip it away.
That was very impressive from Baga because that looked like an easy layup.
46-35. Phil Dotson the third to inbound.
Did we ever figure out who called timeout? Because they did not change it on the board.
I do not know. Three-pointer up and good for Dotson. And Dotson, who had a rough first half, is driving. Another foul and more free throws coming. Dotson 3 for 17 from the floor for 7 points. And Dotson may be taking a bit of a break now as he picks up his third foul. Let's see what Coach Goodson wants to do. Certainly a lot of options on the bench. And again, remember that Jones is capable of running the point. If that's the move Stephen Goodson wants to go with. Baga hits the first. Second one coming. Kamal with 3 points, all from the foul line. Make it 4. Xavier Williams will check in. Mike Wagner to the bench. So Jones, Williams, Dotson, Dempsey, and Georgetown, the 5 on the floor for Rhodes College.
To make it worse, it's not even showing up in live stats, so who knows what happened there.
Yeah. If no one called it, would they just say that it was an official's timeout?
Yeah, it would have been just an officials. They were working on something. Who knows?
Dotson pulls back for 3. No. Rebound Bettinelli as it squirt through his hands. Baga grabs it, calls for timeout. Or did
Nope, held ball.
Jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Poets.
Another situation where we thought there was a timeout, and there wasn't. By the way, this is the appetizer to the rest of the evening.
Yeah, the next 2 games should be very entertaining. Trinity against, nice finish from Baga. Trinity against Clark. Trinity ranked in the top 25. Clark with just 1 loss on the year to top 10 ranked Tufts. And then an undefeated top 10 battle between Oswego State and Case Western Reserve. Xavier Williams. Nice finish from Xavier Williams. Climbs the ladder, and the Lynx push the lead back to 12. Cervantes for Amari Smith. Amari Smith shot off glass and good.
Amari Smith.
Listen, Whittier is, and this may be a result of playing in the SCIAC. They are not daunted. Even though they're down 10, they are still going at Rhodes here.
Smith with 15 to lead all Poets. Jones with the, I thought he was going to hammer that home.
I think he thought he did for a moment.
Might have thought better of it. Still, he's got 9 points and a 12-point lead as Xavier Williams into the underside of the Whittier bench.
But also a smart play there from Cervantes. He saw him coming and realized, listen, I don't need to make an effort here. He's going to knock it out of bounds, so he just got out of the way.
Yeah. 3 for Baga is good. Kamal Baga with 7 points in this period. And 9 points overall. 53-44, Poets down by 9. Dotson trying to get on track. Georgetown for 3. No. Dempsey and a foul on the floor on Baga.
And that's the same foul, and I see it now differently, that they called Cervantes for earlier that we weren't sure about. They're hooking the big guy's off arm and holding it. And so as Jones is going up, he's being held down by the smaller guy.
So Goodson says, I want this to be a full timeout. So we'll take it with him. You're watching the 2023 D3Hoops.com Classic.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
The beautiful thing about a liberal arts education is you have to take classes all over the place.
So I think we're very versatile in terms of what we learn and what we know.
And because of that, you might find love in an area of study that you've never been exposed to before.
And here at Rhodes, you can make that a double major, you can make that a minor. Anything that you can think of, you can kind of take that and run with it. And Rhodes is here to support you through that.
Welcome back. Rhodes College with their men's and women's teams here. Women won earlier today, 71-51 over University of Laverne.
Another team that has both teams here.
Yep.
So does Trinity of Texas. 3 schools representing 6 of our 16 teams. Well, we're going to have a conversation amongst our officials after one of them went over and talked with Whittier's head coach.
Jay Trotter, Devontae Howard, and Nakeem Floyd are 3 officials for this one.
Can't tell.
Not sure what
I'm not
Coach
sure.
Jensen is irked by.
And there was. Did you get what the PA guy said?
Just that I think they changed the foul. Was that what the call was? No.
Baga's still in the
Baga's
system.
still listed as the foul.
Yeah.
I don't know if they called something else. I thought it was pretty clearly on him.
Yeah, it looked obvious, but
53-44. Poets within single digits as we approach the 13-and-a-half-minute mark.
I kind of see why Whittier was 4 for 5 in their last 9 in conference last year.
Estep draws contact in the foul. Xavier Williams will pick it up. Is that Williams? No, it's Nick Lewis. Excuse me, the freshman from St. Louis. That's Lewis's third. He's the second player in 3 fouls for the Lynx. Phil Dotson, the other. Nobody with more than 2 for the Poets.
I think Rhodes would appreciate if we called them by their formal name, the
Southwestern
University
of Memphis. Yeah. I said, that's a mouthful. Estep, the junior from Portland, Oregon. Did his first 2 years at community college up in Oregon. That shot no good.
Listen, that's becoming more and more. Oh, what a play.
Nice steal. Drive in. Waters is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
He had the presence of mind of realizing that was about to be a play where they're going to try and throw it off of me. I'm going to try and catch it instead. Stepped back in that play to get distance to allow that to happen. Really smart.
Correct myself. That was not Waters. That was Morgan Cox who's at the foul line. 12, not 22. So Morgan Cox at the foul line.
They have adjusted the timeouts, by the way.
Can we figure out who that one was called by?
So Whittier is down to 4 remaining, and Rhodes is down to 5. So I think it was a Whittier timeout earlier on that was called that no one could understand what was going on.
Both free throws good for Morgan Cox. Poets within 6. Hanging around, making a living at the foul line. Whittier now.
Oh, nice steal.
Another steal. Amari Smith coasts in on Dodson and lays it over the top for 2. 4-point lead for the Rhodes as the Poets on a 6-0 run.
Yeah.
Whittier has scored 22 points from the foul line.
Yeah.
Dotson pull-up jumper, no. A foul on the floor on Dobson, I think. Nope. 33. That's Jake Estep with the foul.
That shot won't count, but Dotson now 3 of 18 in this game, 1 for 6 from beyond the arc with just 7 points. He has had an anti-Dotson game tonight.
13:04 to play. Dotson's first free throw good.
He's now 1 for 3 from the charity stripe.
Trevor Lombard, who had a nice first half, returns. Freshman from Houston, Texas. Xavier Williams grabs a seat. Dotson with a big sigh and to the foul line. Second one won't go. Jake Estep grabs the rebound. So 5-point lead. Amari Smith. It's been Smith and foul line. That's been the offense for Whittier so far tonight. And this is Smith. Kick out, 3 on the way. Estep for 3. He's got it. The big man shoots 47% from out there. And it's a 2-point game. Whittier down 54-52. Lombard for Georgetown. Dotson for three. It won't fall. Wide open layup and basket, though, for Hunter, who checked in. That's Armani Hunter, the freshman from Oswego, Illinois. He stepped for three. Not this time. 56-52. The pace picks up. Rhodes having trouble, and a foul called on either Dobson or Cox.
I think it's going to be Dobson. Nope, it's Cox. Okay, it's whoever we always don't think it is.
Yes. Cox's second, team's fifth, so still not in the bonus. Lombard to inbound.
Point out, Smith 5 of 10 for this game, 7 of 8 from beyond the free throw line. Rest of the team is 8 of 29 from the floor. And
I don't know how that's not a foul on Hunter, who comes flying in with his left forearm extended.
They are 15 of 17, the rest of the team, from the free throw line.
It was a nice stiff arm, but I didn't think that was legal in this sport. And there's a foul. Well, Baga's waving, saying it's on me, but I didn't think he was even in the play.
Wow, they called it on him.
Oh, all right. He wins the argument. 56-52. Now the next foul will put the Lynx at the single bonus. They have not been great from the free throw line. They've been okay. 7 of 12. 3 on the way. Good. That's Trevor Lombard for three. Third three of the game, and back to his 7-point Lynx lead. That's 1 on 5 for Baga. He pulls it out for a moment, then pulls up with the jumper, and it ends in a rebound for Dempsey. Definitely not numbers.
He had 4 guys in great position to continue that offensive possession. He went for it anyway.
Dotson drives in. He's got it. Count it and going to the line. Phil Dotson pushes the lead to 9 with a chance to make it double digits.
That might spark Dotson here.
Coach Jensen is out.
He might get a
way out of the coaching box. Out at half court.
That's a full timeout called by Whittier once again. We'll take it as well. Here watching the D3Hoops.com Classic. Rhodes up on Whittier by 9.
Liberal arts school and majoring in business, it definitely gives you both perspectives because I'm taking classes about art and music. I've been taking religious studies classes, but then I'm also taking these very specific classes about accounting or statistics and finance. So I'm glad that I went to a liberal arts school because I definitely got a completely different side of the education rather than just being a business major.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Okay.
Welcome back. Rhodes again in the lead, 61-52 with 11 and a half left. I have a feeling maybe some of that conversation was about when timeouts are signaled, because I did see an official explain to the staff what they're looking for. Though that seems an odd conversation to be had, to be completely honest. And that same official now talking to Jenkins literally about hand gestures. Coach Jenkins does not seem...
Yeah, whatever it is, Jensen is not interested in the conversation at this point.
He was absolutely uninterested in having a further conversation about that.
Dotson trying to make it a 10-point game. And he does. So Phil Dotson still way off his season average, but he's up to 11 points now, and the lead is back to 10 after Whittier had whittled it down to 2. Still plenty of time for the Poets. 11:22 to play.
Oh, boy, they've been playing. Absolutely. They get streaky.
Dobson outside. E-step. Baga for 3. No, but he is fouled, and he'll get 3 free throws. Foul is on Armani Hunter, freshman guard, who's appearing in just his 5th game of the year. It's Hunter's first, but more importantly, it's 3 free throws for Whittier, who's...
But one miss makes that foul worth it.
Yeah.
Not yet. I debated. What do you mention at the beginning, or do you mention it after?
I think you got to mention it at the beginning. It
Yeah.
adds tension to the broadcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. You don't sound like
Cliffhanger.
You're not coming.
Now everyone will be hanging on this. See, now this next shot.
So the next shot
takes on added drama.
Is it worth the foul?
Poet's now shooting almost 90% from the foul line, and that matters when you've taken 26. All right. Doesn't pay off.
Doesn't pay, no, not a wise foul, Gordon. It was not a wise foul.
62-55, 3 free throws for Kamel Baga gives him 11. He's second on the team to Amari Smith, who has 17, and that's also true on the season. He's second on the team in scoring, or third, behind Manor Hall, who, again, has not played much this half after getting hurt in the first half.
By the way, Roy Kalu into the game for the Poets, first time this half, I believe.
Yep. Clue number 3 matched up with the counterpart, Phil Dotson.
Switched. They're doing a lot of switching on defense now.
Dotson for 3, no. Rebound, Dobson. And Dobson with the ball on his right hand down the floor. Gets a couple of players in the air. Amari Smith tries to penetrate. And there's
a little too much pushing.
Another foul on the Lynx. That is foul number 7, and so it's 1-1 coming for. And they were getting all these free throws without being in the bonus.
Right.
Now they are for the next 10:39. They may finish with 85 free throw attempts.
And if you're wondering, folks, it's interesting because the Lynx don't tend to penetrate and drive. They tend to be outside and shoot. Whittier, the opposite of that. Now they're saying, it was team foul number 6. So
okay.
Scoreboard was a little quick on the trigger. So they'll go to the bonus next round. But still, they attack more like that.
Oh, foul up, and Morgan Cox says, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
Free throws coming for Cox, and now they are in the bonus. Jack Dempsey picks up the foul. The Lynx have 7 fouls, 2 guys with 3. Nick Lewis and Phil Dotson.
By the way, you've been at the D3Hoops.com Classic a lot of times when you notice that we have a new PA announcer for this game.
Yes,
we've had
first
in the
time.
Past. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I looked over earlier. I'm like, he doesn't look familiar. And then I heard him. I'm like, you are not. Yeah. You are new, sir. Welcome. We get used to the guys, don't we?
Yeah. Cox misses both free throws. It was a chance to make it a 5-point game, and now that missed layup hurts even more. 62-55, Lombard with 9 points.
Also killing the average.
Yes, that's right. Dotson for Georgetown, who's shot well from out there. Not this time. Dempsey loses the ball to Dobson. Dobson down the floor, 4-on-2, pass.
Wow.
Roy Kalu hangs and hits. Kalu with his first 2 points, and it's back to a 5-point game.
Really impressed.
5-0 run for the Poets as Hunter calls timeout. Whittier going to bring number 25, Tanner Thompson, into the game. It's a 30-second timeout by Rhodes.
6 of 8 is Whittier from the floor. 6 of their last 8, should point out, to improve their shooting of 14 of 41. They're up to 34% now. 4 of 16 from beyond the arc, but to that free throw shooting, they are 25 of 30, which is really impressive so far, considering Rhodes is only 8 of 13. By the way, you should point out 24 of 64 is Rhodes from the floor at 38%, 6 of 24 for a hot shooting team from beyond the arc. Gordon, they are only 6 of 24.
Yeah, Dotson has never really gotten on track here. He averages 26 points per game, and he's going to need a big finish. He's 4 of 21 from the floor.
He's had 26 minutes.
Yeah. We've seen this. We've seen guys who can score a lot come here and just for whatever reason struggle. Britton Serban All-American, did not have a great game for Ohio Northern.
Yeah.
They didn't end up needing it, but I would bet that means Dotson has a huge game tomorrow on Saturday when they play.
True. We've seen that before too. Like the first game coming out of a break, sometimes you're just a little off, and then you kind of find yourself for that second game.
Phil Dotson drives by his man and scores.
I said that earlier. Shot he made kind of in traffic might spark him. We'll see how he finishes the game there, but that was an important drive.
He's really quick to the rim.
Yes.
64-57. Dobson now drives in. Hits over the top of Lombard. Well, Dobson with the answer, and it's back to a 5-point game again. Lewis, or rather Xavier Williams. Williams, as Dempsey calls for the ball, Dotson flies in, as initiates the contact, but the foul going to be called on Amari Smith. All kinds of arms flailing around in the pile.
Smith feeling he was straight up and down with his arms. I only caught it in the corner of my eye, but it seemed like he kind of moved his hands with Dotson instead of standing straight up. Maybe he feels Dotson forced him into the move. I don't know, but that's the only thing I saw.
Smith's third foul. Dotson hits the first free throw. He's now 3 of 6 from the foul line. 14 points for Dobson. Again, averages almost 26 a game.
Nick Lewis has entered the game, and returning for the Poets comes Mick Manor Hall.
Manor Hall will give Amari Smith a break. Dotson try and make this a 7-point game, and he does. 66-59. So it's Dobson, Manor Hall, Cox, Kalu, and Tanner Thompson, the 5 on the floor. Manor Hall drives in, kicks out. A little line drive push shot, no good for Tanner Thompson. And Dotson down the floor. Dotson guarded by Cox. Cox has the size, but Dotson has the speed. Pull-up jumper is good, and Phil Dotson is perhaps starting to fire on the groove now. He's got 6 straight.
Yeah, I think that one drive looked like it sparked him.
Lead back to 9 for the Lynx. It's Dotson's 6 consecutive points, keeping the Lynx in front of the Poets. 8:21 to play. Kalu drive in, tough shot, no good. Air ball snapped up by the Lynx. Here comes Lewis. Lewis drives in, shot, no, and an offensive foul will be called on Nick Lewis, and that is his 4th. Rhodes has a number of interchangeable players at that position, so not sure if Lewis will go to the bench or not.
Offensive foul number 10, Nick Lewis. That's his 4th. 18 foul.
Zoe Goodson pacing the sideline. Frustrated in some way by the call. His assistants Patrick McGrail and Hayden Shelton and Sam Wiseman. McGrail graduated from Rhodes. Shot from Manor Hall, no, and yet another foul. And if this is on Dotson, it's his 4th. And it is not. It is on Cass Ramberg. It's his 1st. 2 free throws coming for Nick Manor Hall. First one's good.
He's now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Kind of a quiet 20-plus minutes for him.
Yeah, he scored the first 3 points of the game, and I think this is his first point since then.
This is actually points 6 and 7.
Okay.
But he's only had 1 field goal. It was that 3-pointer. Everything else has come to the free throw line, 4 for 4.
68-61. Poets down by 7. Dotson feeds Ramberg. Good depth on this Lynx team. They can rotate a lot of different guys in. Dempsey and Ramberg now playing together. Williams.
Goodson
nifty move, and he scores.
Goodson has doffed the jacket.
Xavier Williams with a quick move. His team up 9. Tanner Thompson gives the ball off. Kalu, guarded by Phil Dotson. Kick out. Tanner Thompson finds Cox. Cox thinks 3. 9 on the shot clock. Now he finds a spot he likes. 6 on the shot clock. Dobson with 4. Step back 3 from Dobson is good. Oh, they'll say a long 2. Long 2 for Dobson. Kevin Dobson with the basket as the shot clock was winding down. He's got 6 points. Poets again down 7.
We have not seen a lot of Jones in a while, have we?
Nope. Dobson could show a sportsmanship there as he accidentally knocks the Lynx ball handler off the floor. It's Dobson's 3rd. And going to get Ignacio Bettinelli in for Morgan Cox. Amari Smith replaces Roy Kalu. And Xavier Williams heads to the free throw line. He's an excellent free throw shooter, 85%. Tops on the team. Split a pair in his first trip.
Last one of the game here.
And he misses this one, so 70-63. Whittier down by 7. Thompson trying to set a screen on Lewis. Pass, no look, and no hands. It's taken away by Williams. Xavier Williams in, shot up, no. Amari Smith takes a poke in the face from his own teammate. Smith down the floor, shot, no, but he is fouled, and
cutting across that time was
Xavier Williams.
Xavier Williams, yep. And Xavier's probably a little frustrated because he had a tremendous steal and handed it off to Lewis, who missed the layup. And I think he handed it off because he was just too close.
Yeah. You know what's unusual about Williams? Is he have 2 different sneakers on? Or are they designed that way?
Listen, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I have seen different designs. Or different colors, same design. I'm not sure. He's got a white one on his right foot and a black one on his
white
left.
And then black and white on the other.
They seem to be the same manufacturer. And it could be that that's just the design of that shoe. But yes, very noticeable. He's the only one.
Yeah.
Everybody else for both teams seems to have
now if we could find another guy who's got a black on the right foot.
Right, that would be awesome. Then we'd have the answer to the question. My kids have been around basketball long enough, Gordon, you'd appreciate this. We were at my alma mater for a game, and they came out and said, hey, Dad, they're not all wearing the same shoes today. They're so used to everybody having the same shoes.
One of the things I first noticed at college basketball, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the reason is. Oh, that's interesting, Dad. I'm like, I'm impressed you noticed that. I hadn't looked.
Whittier back within 5. 34 free throws now for Whittier. Yeah. And here comes Dobson on a 2-on-3. Tries to hand it off for Thompson. And then last touched by Williams is, his
foot got out of bounds.
Yeah, his foot was out of bounds, but did everything else right. Poets down 5. Three-pointers have gone away completely. We've got 4 for Whittier and 6 for Rhodes, and nobody's even attempted one in a while.
Oh, there you go.
Nope. Smith finds a spot he likes. Shot no good. Phil Dodson snaps up the rebound. So another chance for Whittier to get back within 1 possession.
Rhodes is dominating the boards to the tune of 48-31.
Oof.
With 20 offensive of those 48.
Mari Smith strips it away, and Smith can do whatever he'd like with this one. Throws down the one-hand jam, and it's a 3-point lead.
Timeout called by the Poets.
They say Nick Manor Hall, but I'm pretty sure that was Smith.
That was all Smith. Right. They call a 30-second timeout here, trailing by 3. Gordon, listen. Impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Again, you finish your last 9 going 4 for 5 in that tough sky. It maybe says more than you realize.
Yeah, when we looked at the roster for Whittier, and they don't have a lot of, it's pretty clear what the coaching staff for Whittier was irked about. It's the length and the number of timeouts, because the assistant made a point of finding each individual on the floor and saying this is a 30-second timeout, which is not at all necessary unless you're trying to make a point.
Yes.
The officials are individually do not have to understand whether it's a 30 or a full.
Yeah, so. that's being overt in your frustration, right? And the officials probably smartly enough letting them vent on that.
Yeah.
By the way, Whittier on a 6-0 run in the last minute 28.
Yep, back within 3. This is the closest they've been. It was 2 very briefly.
And they've been down
earlier
double
in the
digits.
half.
1-3-1 here.
3 up, back rim, no. And Tanner Thompson, who's grabs the rebound, getting quality minutes for Jensen. 3-point game. Dobson for Manor Hall. Manor Hall drives in, and he scores over the top of Arnis Georgetown the second, and it's a 1-point game.
This Poets squad just will not relent.
5 minutes even to play.
Shortest bench here.
Yeah. Whittier will play Husson tomorrow, and then Laverne, who's also here right when they get back. So they could travel back together.
Laverne is doing it by plane, but it is interesting, right?
70-69. Dotson shot no good. Tanner Thompson, another rebound. And Dobson and Whittier have a chance to take the lead. 70-69. Manor Hall fakes three and draws the contact on Arnest Georgetown II, which...
That's actually a brilliant foul.
I was going to say, is probably just as well.
It's a brilliant foul. Don't let him get an unabated shot at the basket.
Manor Hall 4 for 4 from the foul line. Poets are 29 of 34 from the foul line.
Unfortunately, it's a double bonus, so whether it's a 1-on-1 or 2 is irrelevant in this situation, but still, smart foul.
Georgetown's second foul. Manor Hall, first one is pure. Tied at 70. Georgetown heads out. Cass Ramberg returns.
If Laverne and Whittier are not prepared for themselves for that game, I'm going to have a long conversation with everybody because you have literally gotten a chance to watch your opponent in the same building.
They have, Manor Hall misses the second. He's 5 of 6, but it's tied at 70 with 4:30 to play. Jones, who was out for a long time, returns. Sean Jones Jr., guarded by Bettinelli. And he's going to run the point.
He was out good 10-plus minutes.
Yeah, 3 on the way. Yes, sir. Wow. Trevor Lombard again. 4th 3 of the game for Lombard. He's got 12. And the Lynx very quickly grab the lead back. 30-second timeout taken by Coach Zoe Goodson.
Is his assistant's going to make sure?
I don't think they have the same bone to pick.
Reminder, we got 2 huge games coming up. Unranked Clark, and arguably maybe deserves ranking. We'll find out at the end of this event. We'll take on 22nd ranked Trinity of Texas in men's basketball action. They'll be followed by probably the biggest game in our program, in event history. I don't know what you think. Number 3 versus number 8. Oswego State taking on Case Western Reserve. That'll be our nightcap here.
I can't remember. I can remember both teams being undefeated, but I cannot remember them both being ranked in the top 10.
Right. That was a game that I have been giddy about for a year and a half now.
And both teams had their seasons end in very similar fashions to the same team. Wisconsin Whitewater beating both Oswego State and Case Western in the tournament last year.
Oswego had knocked off Randolph-Macon at home in the round of 16. And Whitewater dashed their hopes of a Final Four berth.
Thompson, pretty spin move, can't get it to fall. And back comes Williams and a chance for the Lynx to regain a 2-possession lead. Dempsey saves the ball, looks to pass, finds Dotson. Dotson thinks about a 3, won't take it. Lombard's got the hot hand, 12 points, all from 3.
Reset the offense here.
14 on the shot clock. Lombard for 3 again, yes!
Wow.
Trevor Lombard, long 2, they're going to say this time, long 2. So it's a 75-70 lead. And Smith drives in, and he's fouled, and he'll get free throws.
Whittier just goes right at teams.
Yeah.
They're willing to go right at you because they know they're going to hit their free throw shots. Considering the fact they have got 30 of their 70 points from the charity stripe. They've made 30 free throws to 18.
Well, might be getting tired. Missed the last 3 now.
It's a good call.
Mari Smith is 9 of 11 from the foul line. 21 points in 31 minutes.
Whittier's also had 22 fast break points to Rhodes' 8. Just shows that they push the pace.
Smith splits him. It's a 4-point lead for the Lynx. Trevor Lombard back-to-back long baskets. 1 of 3, 1 of 2.
He just got across the timeline in time.
Dotson thinks about a 3. Nice pass off underneath. And, Tanner Thompson does not get cheated on that foul as he crushes Cass Ramberg.
Oh, hats off to Ramberg, too, to get the ball and head fake there to get Thompson in the air. But once Thompson was committed, he was committed.
Ramberg absorbs the blast, and now we'll go to the free throw line. 10 of 16 from the free throw line are the Lynx.
This is our first game that's had a little bit of length to it.
Yeah. Prior 3 games were pretty much over by this point.
Should point out, minimum 20-minute clock put up plus starters, so you got to figure 20 to 25 minutes between games. So next games will start a little bit late, or next game. We'll never know what the next one will present.
Jake Estep in for the Poets. Free throw, Ramberg missed them both, and Williams, that's a jump ball possession now in favor of the Lynx.
It's a good held ball call there.
75-71, nice job by Xavier Williams to tie the ball up, give his team another possession after Ramberg missed them both. Dotson inbounds to Ramberg. Lombard, guarded by Manor Hall. Outside, this is Lewis for 3, and that's no good. Smith somehow gets between a couple of guys for the rebound. Dobson down the floor.
Nope.
Smith couldn't find the handle quick enough to make his move. And Manor Hall, who had that last rebound, off for Dobson. Dobson for Manor Hall. Manor Hall drives in on Lombard. Shot up, no, but of course, say it with me, another foul. Manor Hall to the free throw line. Xavier Williams' 4th foul. The fouls, I mean, just mathematically, someone has to be in foul trouble at this point.
By the way, Williams
all of the fouls.
Getting explanation for the fact he was moving. Yep, he has 4, Lewis has 4, and then it's 3 for Dotson. Everybody else has 2 or 1 other than Jasek, who has only played 5 minutes and has no fouls.
He's fresh for the finish.
He really is.
40 fouls. I remember the game, it was North Central and somebody else, there was 51 fouls.
Yep. Yeah, what
that
game
was a
was
long game. Is it lacrosse maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Second one from Hall, no good.
I'm
so
sure
again,
that's in the record book somewhere.
Whittier free throw pace coming down to earth at the wrong time, 75-72. They're still down just 3. Dotson on an awkward exchange with Ramberg pulls back for 3, and it's good. And Phil Dotson hits the basket, and the Lynx back up by 6. And now the Rhodes team 7 of 27 from 3, and we'll take a break. We'll be back. You're watching the D3Hoops.com Classic.
Liberal arts school and majoring in business, it definitely gives you both perspectives because I'm taking classes about art and music. I've been taking religious studies classes, but then I'm also taking these very specific classes about accounting or statistics and finance. So I'm glad that I went to a liberal arts school because I definitely got a completely different side of the education rather than just being a business major.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
13th annual D3Hoops.com Classic from the South Point Arena and Equestrian Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Good game in our 4th of the day, second men's game. Hope for 2 fantastic finishes in the lighter games, Clark and Trinity, and then Case Western and Oswego State in the top 10 undefeated battle. 78-72. Whittier to inbound the ball, down by 6 with still 2:24 to play. Kamel Baga, Ignacio Bettinelli, Kevin Dobson, Amari Smith, and Jake Estep, the 5 on the floor. Nick Manor Hall edges towards the scoring table. Pass to Bettinelli, who's wide open for 2. Nice look.
Great backdoor cut by Bettinelli.
He was surprised to get the ball as Baga found him, and back to a 4-point lead for the Lynx. Just can't quite get separation over the last 5 minutes or so. It's been tied once, 2 or 3 a couple of times. Lombard looking for help. 10 on the shot clock. Dotson dribbles to his right. Bettinelli on him, down to 5. Dotson blows by him for 2. Dotson with 22 points, 80-74. Baga for 3. That is off the mark, no good. Good job by Ramberg to contest without fouling. And now the Lynx with a chance to extend to a 4-possession lead. Dempsey and a timeout taken by Coach Goodson. He's got one remaining, I think, or maybe two.
No, he's got one remaining. You're correct. Rhodes, by the way. Well, they call the full. We might as well take it with them.
We'll be back. You're watching D3Hoops.com Classic.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
The beautiful thing about a liberal arts education is you have to take classes all over the place.
So I think we're very versatile in terms of what we learn and what we know.
And because of that, you might find love in an area of study that you've never been exposed to before.
And here at Rhodes, you can make that a double major, you can make that a minor. Anything that you can think of, you can kind of take that and run with it. And Rhodes is here to support you through that.
Welcome back. Rhodes College hanging on here, 80-74. Desperately trying to get to 7-4. Wins 6 of their last 7. One more game coming up for the Lynx on Saturday, I believe. Rhodes finished 18-7 last year, 10-4 in the SAA. Good enough for second place. Lost to Sewanee in the semifinals.
They led by as many as 14 in this game, 16 plus remaining in the second half.
Ramberg, ball knocked away out of bounds. Still Lynx ball. They can run this clock down to almost a minute.
This has been a high-scoring second half. It was 34-33 at halftime. It is 46-41 just in the second half.
Yeah, we had 30 points total through the first 10 minutes. So thankfully the scoring pace has picked up.
Definitely.
Lombard. Shot clock at 9 now. Dotson's got the hot hand. Down to 7. Tries to lose Manor Hall. 4.
Great defense.
3. Shot from Dotson. Doinks off the rim, and Bettinelli grabs the rebound. So good stop for the Poets. Now they need to score, and that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, that one airmail. They missed Manor Hall for a good 3-4 seconds there. He was wide open on the breakout. They finally saw him, but it was too late, and they airmailed it on him. And to add insult to injury, he got hit.
Yeah, he got upended as he was going for the ball, and
there was no foul, though. It was an uncatchable play.
No pass interference when the ball is that far over the head. Arnes Georgetown checks in.
A quick note, Manor Hall, great defense on that last sequence.
Yeah. And now a full court press for the Poets who need turnovers to get points. Dotson passes it off, and Tanner Thompson will commit the foul. 2 free throws coming for Phil Dotson. And this game was, even if it finishes closer to a double-digit advantage, this was very close. And again, for Whittier as a program, something to try and build on. It's been a while for the Poets. Certainly would feel better if they got a win on their next game. The old momentum is only as good as your last game line, but Dotson with the free throw. And
Whittier has,
I don't know, they have Clark? Is that who their next game is?
It's right here in front of us, believe it or not. They got Husson next.
No, they have Husson. That's a tough draw.
That is going to be a tough one.
In the late night game
especially
tomorrow.
the way Husson has been playing of late.
Yeah. Well, they got out-rebounded here in this game. That could be an ugly margin on Saturday.
53-35 right now.
Okay, 18. E-step for 3. It's good.
Why not, sir?
And S-step pushes the lead back down to 4. Still 2 possessions. 81-77.
We'll keep it here, no matter what they do. Listen, Whittier's fighting for it. I got to give him credit.
Yeah, they have shown good fight here tonight.
Our clock, by the way, folks, is not resetting. It's because apparently it doesn't like to read 8s.
Oh.
I'm watching go 38-4 to 3-4. 38-4 to 3-4. Now it's just staying at 3-4. We're going to leave it alone. But no, hats off to Whittier here. They were down 14 with 16:15 remaining, Gordon. That was an easy point to just get packed in and walk it off. And they came storming back to tie it.
Yeah, and
at
then
70 apiece.
And they've dropped behind by 8 points a couple of times, and have always fought back to make it a 2 or 3 3-point game. Down 4. Trinity, who must feel like they've been out here for about an hour and a half, trying to find new ways to warm up. Clark as well. Those two teams.
Always get one of those.
One from San Antonio and one from Worcester, Mass. will play each other. Clark's head coach went to Trinity, but the other Trinity went to the one in Connecticut, Tyler Sims.
He and Oswego's coach, Jason Leone, know each other well. I think they were with each other at Moorhead, or he followed Jason at Moorhead.
Okay.
I've forgotten. I mentioned this morning, but that's a long time ago right now.
That does seem like a long time ago. 81-77 in the land where time stands still. Las Vegas, where there are no clocks. And Lombard is doing a whole lot of faking to nothing as Amari Smith gets the score. And it's a 2-point game. And that's got to be frustrating for Goodson, who's only got one timeout left. And that was, as well as Lombard has played, that was just a total brain freeze there.
Well, and the rest of the guys just stood still.
Yeah.
Especially Dotson, who could have kind of gotten to an outlet position behind him. Just
yeah, no one came to this side. They all stayed.
Yeah, Dotson stayed over there, did not come to the near wing where he could have easily helped him. Yeah, and the only help that did come was in a position that couldn't help.
Right.
So suddenly it's a 2-point game, though. That is the last timeout called by the Poets.
Yeah, and Whittier with one timeout remaining. 30.6 seconds on the clock. I mean, obviously, they take a shot at 30, the game's over. So you have to, I guess you have to foul. You have to press, and then you have to foul and hope they miss one.
I think you press and see if you can get in the backcourt. If they get into the front court, then you foul.
Yeah.
But I think, especially after the last press worked so successfully, I think that's what you do. You do as much as you can because you get 10 seconds. So,
right.
Down to 20.6 or 20 on the shot clock. If they haven't crossed midcourt, you're getting the ball back. If they have, then you got to foul.
Rhodes, in terms of free throw shooters, the guys you want on the floor, Xavier Williams, 85%. Phil Dodson, 75%. Arnest Georgetown, the second, he is out there, 73%. So those are the guys who they want to try and get the ball to. Mike Wagner, who looks like he plays the first inning and the last inning. He played the first couple of minutes of each half. Now he's in for the close of this one.
They need a ball handler.
Wagner for Dotson. Dotson gets across the timeline, and now he's fouled, and Dotson will get free throws with 23.3 seconds to play.
So far in this one, Dotson 5 of 9 from the free throw line.
Team as a whole, 11 of 20.
So this could be strategically advantageous.
Yeah. Lynx with a couple of subs ready to check in to preserve fouls, I would think, in case this goes to overtime. Dodson's first free throw was good.
E-step.
Phil can make one more here. He's
bringing another shooter for the Poets.
Yep. S-step checks back in. Dotson with one more would get pretty much right to his average. Well,
yeah,
no,
kind of a quiet one, right? It was that one drive that kind of sparked him finally here midway through the second half.
We said he's going to need to finish strong to get to 25, and well, he's finished strong, and he's short of 25. It's a 3-point lead for the Lynx. The Poets have no timeouts. Dobson for Smith. Smith for E-step. That's the guy they want to shoot it. Smith for 3. And it rattles out. No good. 7 seconds. Rattle touched the front, the back, the side, and bounces off the rim for Smith.
The way that hung in the air, I was sure it was going to drop straight through.
And less than 7 seconds to play. Lynx can put this one away, and they got the right guy at the foul line to do it. Xavier Williams, an 85% free throw shooter. You could tell the Poets wanted S-step to take that 3, but Rhodes did an excellent job to deny him.
It was Williams defensively.
And now Williams
got through a screen to get there into position to keep E-step from having a look at it. That was tremendous defense.
And one of a few upperclassmen on this team. puts this one away probably with his play at the defensive side and the offensive side, and you can't take him with you, so Rhodes is going to use that last time out.
You're correct, sir.
And it's a full timeout. So 84-79, Rhodes gets the, well, that's not officially yet, but Rhodes with a 5-point lead again with 6.7 seconds to play.
Yeah, pretty impressive play in this one.
That was entertaining.
Great game.
Honestly, when I saw this one, I thought, ooh, this could be this one could be a rough one, but Whittier
especially with our expectations of the next two.
Yeah, exactly. Trap game.
For us.
Right, exactly. For the broadcasters, for no one else. But 84-79.
A reminder coming up, the next one, if you're just tuning in looking for Clark and Trinity, Texas, they're going to put 20 minutes on the clock, plus there's introductions.
Go get yourself a snack and come back.
Yeah,
or you can watch the last 7 seconds of this one.
We're going to be closer to 6:15 local, 9:15 Eastern on that tip. And no, for those of you wondering, that doesn't necessarily mean the next game's going to start late. We run things pretty efficiently here. You can't sub in. The timeout's already done there, Baga. Sorry. The first horn has sounded. No more subs. Long toss. Go ahead.
Nelly for Manor Hall. Dobson for 3. No. And Smith will save it. Try and save it for Bettinelli, and that will do it. Basically, 1/10 of a second remaining. As Whittier Poets battled toward the end, but in the end, it will be the Rhodes College Lynx who come away with the win. And that does it. Hard-fought game, hard-fought game. Rhodes College picks up the victory. They improve to 6, make it 7-4. As good plays down the stretch from Xavier Williams. Phil Dotson finishes just 1 under his season average, though not the most efficient of nights for Dotson. 24 points on 28 shots. Trevor Lombard, the freshman, 4 shots made, or 5 field goals, 4 threes for 14 points. Williams also had 12 points and played a while with 4 fouls without fouling out. For Whittier, Amari Smith, a valiant effort this evening. 24 points, 7 of 14 from the floor, 10 of 12 from the foul line. Nick Manor Hall had 11, most of them coming early, and Kamal Baga with 12 points. Leading rebounder for the Poets was Bettinelli. He finishes with 8. Leading rebounder for the Lynx was Xavier Williams. He has 11. Final thoughts on this one, Dave, before we wrap it up?
Very entertaining. I thought both teams showed that, listen, they're improving as programs. They're going to get more competitive. They're going to be in the mix in both their conferences and elsewhere. I thought, just again, win or lose, both teams proved a lot in that one, and I was very pleased with it. I enjoyed it. That was worth it.
It was a fun game, and hopefully we got 2 more coming up. Next up, it's the Trinity University Tigers out of San Antonio, ranked in the top 25. They take on Clark, a team looking for respect. The Cougars 8-1, looking to make names for themselves here at the D3Hoops.com Classic. That one tips off in about 19 minutes. For Pat Coleman and Dave McHugh signing off on this one, this is Gordon Mann. Come back for the next one, and if not, thanks for joining us for this one.
Liberal arts school and majoring in business, it definitely gives you both perspectives because I'm taking classes about art and music. I've been taking religious studies classes, but then I'm also taking these very specific classes about accounting or statistics and finance. So I'm glad that I went to a liberal arts school because I definitely got a completely different side of the education rather than just being a business major.